Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Shana Weiss. I am the Associate Director here at the Schusterman Center for Israel Studies, and I am thrilled to welcome you to another meeting of Studio Israel, which is an online conversation series that looks at Israeli culture and diversity with a focus on contemporary Israeli artists. The series is chaired by Caron Tabb, and it's a partnership among Hadassah-Brandeis Institute, Jewish Arts Collaborative, the Schusterman Center for Israel Studies, the Vilna Shul, and is made possible by generous support from our local Combined Jewish Philanthropies. I will be introducing our two incredible speakers today and then joining you again for Q&A. So please make sure to put your questions in the chat at any time. First, I would like to introduce our incredible artist, Dege Feder. She is a choreographer, a dancer, an artistic director, and a musician. She has been the manager and choreographer of the Beta Dance Troupe since 2013. She also danced solo parts in the Eskata Dance Troupe. She is among the founding dancers of the Beta Dance Troupe. She has performed all over the world in Germany, France, Croatia, Latin America, South Africa, the United States. She's performed, of course, all over Israel. She's given workshop and master classes in Jacob's Pillow Festival, not so far from here, the National Ethiopian Theater in Costa Rica, Ohio State, and others. She has won multiple prizes, including the Israeli Ministry of Culture Prize for Dancer Creators in 2018, the New Israel Fund Essential Art Prize in 2020, the Ministry of Aliyah and Integration Prize for Outstanding Contribution to Art and Society in 2021, and the Rabinovich Foundation Neve Shechter Prize for Israeli Art, Original Israeli Art in 2021. And those are just some of her awards. She also works as a dance teacher to empower women and young girls in the Ethiopian community. Joining her will be our very own Dr. Shula Mola, who received her doctorate from Ben Gurion University, focusing on the impact of technology on immigrant activists. She is interested in using the power of academics to advance social justice. Her research interests include social stratification, oppression, structural racism. While she is a post-doctoral fellow with us at the Schusterman Center, she is working to preserve Ethiopian-Israeli community history and heritage in a quest to recognize its contribution to Israeli society. She has also written for all over the media in Hebrew and in English. She has been a leader in the Ethiopian Jewish community, including the Association for Ethiopian Jews. And she has multiple educational experiences as well. And then she also is one of the founding members and activists of Mother on Guard, a group of mothers who protest police brutality against youth of Ethiopian origin. So without further ado, thank you so much. And I will turn it over to Dege and Shula.
Thank you so much, Shana. Erev Tov, good evening, Dege. Good evening, everybody. Good morning, most of the people who join us here. I feel so happy and honored to meet you again, Dege, to hear about your inspiring journey. I'm really excited.
Thank you very much.
Despite the problematic realities of the integration process, discrimination, and racism that our community struggle with, there are waking up and blossoming areas among our community. There is a special blossoming in the field of art, in a variety of arts. I can tell as an activist, for many years, I look around, see the arts you and others do. And a lot of times I could write page after page, more words about the struggle of the community. But one piece, one performance of art has the ability to strike right to the hearts of the people. I really, really believe in power of art. But you know better than me as Ethiopian artist, how difficult to get in, to get recognition, to be seen and heard, to be part of the centers of the culture in Israel. But I'm optimistic. We just heard Shena introduce you. And look at you. You are a very important and well-known performance in the community and outside the community. And I can say proudly, you did it, my dear. We all came to this Zoom gathering to hear you, to celebrate with you your journey and your victory, and also to learn about the work you have done, about your insights, your hope, your expectation. Yes, also about your challenge today and your vision for tomorrow, for future. So let's start with your first journey, the transition from Ethiopia to Israel. Tell us a little bit, like a short version, yes? Where are you? Yeah, I know we have a lot to tell about that journey. Where are you come from, and when you came to Israel, and how? I know you have an incredible story about that. Please, I'm listening. We're all listening to you.
First of all, thank you for having me. I'm truly excited to be here. I was born in the north of Ethiopia in a small village. I used to live in the middle of nowhere, part of the nature. I used to live in a tiny house that made of mud and straw, without running water, without electricity. And when I was 6 years old, I was a shepherd. I was outside the house hours and hours alone by myself, imagination about Jerusalem, about my life. And this part of my life in the nature very affect my life today. And in this village, all of us was Jewish and dreamed to come to Israel many, many years. But, it was a challenge to do it until it happened when I was about 8 years old. But, in that time, we couldn't leave Ethiopia, as you know. As a citizen, you can go to other places. If you are Jewish, it was more dangerous. So because this reason and other reason, I had to separate from my family, and I had to walk alone without my family. I walked from Ethiopia to Sudan. I was in Sudan in a camp refugee. And I don't know how long I was there until my uncle and my grandfather found me. From this place, we go to another city, and there the Israeli soldiers wait for us, and they bring us by airplane to Israel. I don't know how long I was without my family, but I met them in Israel. So this is my story.
Yeah. Short version, but you have to explain people, what do you mean by saying I was alone and I walked alone? Alone, what that mean?
I was without my family, but I was with a group of people that I didn't see or knew before. I just, I joined to them and came to Israel with this group.
Whew. Okay. We are jumping to the second journey, which is your dance journey or your art journey. Tell us a little bit about that, how the dance became your way of life, your profession.
Yeah. In the past, when I was younger, I didn't dream to be a dancer or a musician. I don't remember that I wanted to be something because I live in very simple, area with the simple people, simple jobs. All of the people around me, they didn't have big dreams. Most of them work, wash dishes in a hotel or restaurant. But I remember myself dancing all the time and singing all the time inside of my room alone, and not, of course, in front of people. It's something I'm run away from my reality life to music and dance, until one day I saw a very, very special group from TV, a dance troupe, that they dance like Ethiopian dance, but very, very different. And I was amazed because I never saw something like that. They kind of combined between the Ethiopian dance and something else. I didn't know what. And when I started my study in University of Haifa, the director of this troupe, Dr. Rit Eshel, come to our class, and she asked if some of us want to join to this group, and I was so excited. And half a year later, I joined with this group. In the beginning, I was very, very shy. I couldn't stand and dance from the dancers. It took me a while. And she put Ethiopian music, and we move Ethiopian dance. But when I was a teenager, I was ashamed to be in Ethiopian. I just stay away being an Ethiopian. I didn't want to hear the music. I didn't want to dance the Ethiopian dance. I don't want to even to eat the food. Everything that connected to Ethiopian tradition or culture, I just ran away from it. Because I wanted to feel a part of the Israeli society. I didn't want to feel different. So when I start to dance, in the beginning, it was a little bit weird. And then I felt, slowly, like home. I felt connected to myself. I felt, comfortable with my body, comfortable with my skin. I feel that I'm connecting to my basic. So because of this reason, and I decided to continue the dance, also to create my dance, and also decided to teach the Ethiopian youth Ethiopian dance to connect them to the roots. And when I finished the school, I start a group of dancers. And when we perform, Ruth Eshel saw the performance, and she asked me if I want to be the director of Better Dance. And since then, I create many, many pieces with the Better Dance, and also my solo dance. So I want to show you one part of Better Dance. It's called Bag. So Anna, you may put please the video. Thank you very much.
What's the name again?
Bag.
Tureni kulu apingai, tureni kulu mai. Kamu tene ijo katago nagame, ijo kalame, ijo kalautia maripu, ijo kalame, ijo kalautia maripu. Tureni kulu apingai, tureni kulu mai. Kabutine ijo katago nagame, ijo kalange, ijo kalagotia maripu.
Thank you.
Hey, in this video, I saw non-Ethiopian dancers. We say Farangiot, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it brings me to the question about the encounter, about the meeting between cultures, about ours, like your culture, Ethiopian culture, and the Israeli culture. Maybe it's not just Israeli culture. So if you can speak about that, about the group who work with you, and about the meeting.
it's the Ethiopian dance. It's very different. You know, it's a particular. It's a upper part of your body, and you don't move your hands. You don't move. Barely you move your feet, and so Ethiopian dancers, they have the Western technique, and you know, I had it to mix between the shoulder dancing and between the Western technique. It was kind of a little bit challenging, and also to teach. I teach them a little bit the Ethiopian basic eskesta dance, the shoulder dancing. You know, it's totally different between two words, but you know, I try to combine between both dance.
Just to understand, I'm not a dancer. I don't know how to dance. So you say like our culture is moving the shoulders and the neck, I know also, right? The women. And the other kind of style of dance you brought is like different part of body, and you combine. And I want to specific question about Pharyngeal. They dance with you, how they found it. They like you know, most of the time we say Pharyngeal don't know how to dance Amharic Ethiopian dance, right?
Yeah. First of all, in the beginning, when I meet them, when they meet me and start to teach them the Ethiopian dance, it was very difficult because it's not movements that you can explain, because the movement came from inside your body, it's like a spirituality. You move yourself and then you can see it outside your body. So it was hard to explain. And also the rhythm, it's very important in Ethiopian movements, because you connected to it. You dance with the music, on the music, and it's you know, depend each other. So also I had to teach them the rhythm. It's a heart of the Ethiopian dance. But some of them very succeed, and they dance very, very well, and I'm happy, you know, that they are with me today.
You're feeling good. Can we see the film about this movement you just speak about?
You know, I show you another video that in Ethiopian dance, there is, when you dance, it's when you feel happy, when you feel sad, when you have high feeling, you know, just start to dance or start to sing. And when you dance, you also you do a sound effect when you do the shoulder dancing. So all of it, most my work, I combine sound or singing, or do, you know, very deep sound that they are come out when you dance. So I want to show Avanar, and then you can see that I combine between sound and movements. Yeah. Anna. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I hear the sounds and I saw the movement, and I remember in our village, the movement and the sound is softer, much softer, right?
It depends. It depends. If you kind of feel very, very happy, and you do very loud sound.
Even women, you think?
Of course. You know, they also the la, 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 la.
I say,
You know, you can shout. Yeah.
Okay. I want to ask you about your 2 decades of journey in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
In this field, what is your place as an artist and your art among the wider Israeli society?
Mm-hmm. Generally, I want to believe that there is a lot of changes, you know, from before 20 years ago. You know, I see more and more artists from our community, more and more academic, more and more, you know, better jobs. And now we have also the Ethiopian minister. There is a lot of progressing, but you know, it's the step. It's too slow, I can say, and it took a while, and I hope it will be better in art, especially for me, you know, in art field. There is a lot of awareness of diversity, but still, I don't want to feel that I'm like a representative of community. I just want to be a part of community. I want to share with you know my skills, gifts to you know many people, and yeah, it's not easy to be an artist, first of all. And if you, in this particular Ethiopian contemporary dance, it's more difficult to you know to be in this section. Yeah.
You know, I have more question regarding that, but before that, I forgot to ask you the very important question for me about the movement, about your art. What is your mother saying about that? What she said when first saw?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask me that because our parents, they don't know about contemporary dance. They know about the Ethiopian tradition dance, and that's all. So you know, I already performed 2 decades, and my mother saw me only twice. And when she saw me, I asked her how it was, and she said one word only. And when my mother don't talk too much, and when she say a word, and I can understand what you mean when she say it. I can understand when she move her body, sign her body, what you want to tell. So she said, continue.
Wow.
And continue, it's mean a lot, okay? She said to me by this word that I always was individual, that I always was independent woman, and I all the time do whatever I want to do. If people come to see me today in this performance, it's a sign that I'm doing a good thing, and she's very proud that I'm doing whatever I want to do and believe. Continue. This is the word.
Okay. I think you have a film to show us, or I continue my question about
yes. I will show you one film. It's a solo dance. Yeah, it's called Mishichma. It's very different from the Ethiopian dance, but it's you know the rhythm.
And your mother saw this piece?
Yeah.
And she said, continue. Wow. Imale. Oh, I have to share with you that I'm really jealous. I saw you dancing, and this piece is, phew. And I have a really, really tough body. I hardly can move like this. And to see that is like, wow. Madam.
But you know, a tough body, it's good for the Ethiopian shoulder dancing.
It's also not going well. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow, Madam, amazing.
Thank you.
I want to back to the challenge. We have a little bit. We have time a little bit. If you can share with us, like more details, how look like the challenge of Ethiopian artist, challenge of you as an Ethiopian artist.
Okay, I can tell you my challenge because I think it's more than the other artists, because it's to what I'm doing now. It's hard to definish what I'm doing because I'm combining the Ethiopian dance. You know, when you see Ethiopian dance, you can tell this is the Ethiopian dance. You can point and say that. When you see contemporary dance, you can point and say this is contemporary dance. There is a technique, or but to combine between both, it's like a new language of movement. That's the Ethiopian people, they don't know how to swallow it. How do you say livloa? Yeah. And also the dance contemporary word, they don't know how to see it because it's very, very different from the Western technique. So I feel sometimes outsider, sometimes in a good way, but sometimes I just want to be like everyone else. This is one challenge, and also, of course, there is struggle of budget, and there is no also audience. You don't have many audience in this field. I mean, dance, contemporary dance, especially like mine, because if you want to go outside to see something, you have the definition. Okay, and now I'm going to see pop music or hip hop dance, or but what I'm doing, it's very, very unique. So I didn't, maybe I need to give this thing a name of this kind of dance. Yeah, I think there's a lot of challenges, but this is mostly
from my point of view, this is a celebration. It should be the celebration of our encounter between different groups and different cultures. And how you describe it, I mean, we have to have it everywhere, and everybody should, I don't know if it's the right word to say should, like it, and to pay for that. Yeah, Shula said. Tell us, bavakasha, tell us please about the project, one project that you say, I'm really proud of that.
Okay, if to be honest, I'm proud of many projects. Like one of them, unpredictable collaboration with Oded Zahavi, that he is famous composer in Israel. I performed with his piece in a huge orchestra. And I'm proud, of course, to work with the Ethiopian kids, youth, and women. And mostly, I'm proud of my show that called Jalo. It's a piece that I created before 4 years ago. It's my first solo dance. It's about the struggle of the Ethiopian community in Israel. And how we came to Israel through my personal story. I combine in this work, I'm singing there, I'm dancing, and I have also spoken word, and I perform with live music. And I want to show you this part. It's called Jalo, this work. Anna, please. Anna, thank you. Yeah, this is just
Okay, Jalo. We are close to the end of our conversation, but I have a key question. As a teacher, as an educator, I want to ask you about your message to the younger generation of Ethiopian-Israelis, especially to the Ethiopian girl. What are you telling them?
First of all, and don't be afraid to dream, because I met a lot of young, and when I ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they mostly said, I don't know. I don't have any dreams. I don't have any goal, and even the dream, if you dream and it's seems it's far away from you, don't be afraid to work hard to get it, and to work for it, and you will enjoy it when you feel the what do you want to do in your life. And don't afraid to do the hard work, and Also, don't wait for someone to do for you. Just, wake up, stand and do whatever you want to do in your life. And, in Israel, in our community, the girls, the women, I trust them. I see a lot of women and girls, they have goals, they have ambition, they want to do something, they go out and do it. It's amazing to see it, to see it. So I'm so proud of them.
How you do it practically? Like you go to the neighborhood, meet a young,
Yeah,
or,
yeah,
and
yeah.
practically, oh, you just say it. I say a lot of time, be proud or be yourself, be think. Do you have a techniques how to bring them to to have this attitude and this thought?
It's of course. First of all, I go to the my work with the kids. I'm going to the neighborhood and meet them. I try to speak with them, not only with words, and tell them and convince them, to dream, also through the dance, of course. And first of all, they need, first of all, to be themselves, to connect their roots, because like me, most of them, they afraid being an Ethiopian, they ashamed to be an Ethiopian. So first of all, to know their basic, and then I can tell them about the future.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is your next step? What you have on the table now? And also the bigger picture, what's your vision? What's your dream for the next 20, 40 years? I don't know.
Wow. First of all, I want to continue to do what I'm doing now. And I wish that I will have in the future the drive to, create and to be a dancer. I'm saying that because when the COVID-19 comes to our world, I had a lot of doubts being an artist. I ask myself if this is I want to do, and it was very confusion. And when I stopped to dance, it's like you don't have air, you don't breathe, because it's part of you. It's in the blood. It's in your body. The patient, patient. How do you say?
Passion.
Great, yeah. And I don't want to lose it, first of all. And I want to continue with my dancing with Beta. I want someday to build a physical place for Beta with studio, and maybe this place will be also kind of school, dancing school for Ethiopian community or others, for being the next generation of Beta dancers. This is my big dream today.
I know you. We all know you. You dream big and you achieve it. Be'emet. And good luck about this all thought and dreams. Shana, we are finishing here our conversation, and Shana will take it from here. Toda rabba. It was a great pleasure to meet you again, and good luck. I'm really, really proud of you. I see you, and I just see our reflection. Like I see you, and I see myself. I see my community on the stage. And you said you are not shy anymore. Yeah, I see it how you do it on the stage, and I just happy for you and for us. Batzlacha.
Toda.
Shana, please.
Thank you, Shula. Thank you, Dege. I just want to echo the comments are coming in about how amazing your performances are and how interesting they are. I also have a lot of questions One of the questions we got is, does your dance tell a story? Is it narrative, right? Like, how do you think about the movements as a whole, and how does that relate to the work that you create?
Yeah. Before I create a piece, I'm thinking what I want to tell, what is the subject I want to to work. Most of the time it was about in the past it was more our community, my personal story. It was very big issue because I felt that I need to touch these things about the community, is particular because I felt that I need to do a process, to heal myself, because what I had through when I came to Israel, the journey in Israel. So after that, I'm doing like improvisation with the dancers. I'll tell them what they are feeling, and how their body act when they feel this and that, and then they move in some way and I capture it. If it's look like something that I want to for my dance, so I will tell them, okay, this is what I want, and then it become a whole piece.
I also wanted to ask you again about music, right? You spoke a little bit about vocalization, right? The noises that the dancers and yourself would make. I wanted to, ask you, what kind of musical instruments do you use in accompaniment? Are they Ethiopian, instruments? Are they Western instruments? Are they both? I think I saw both in that short shot. And I know you are also a musician yourself. So how do you relate to music, both in terms of instruments and voice in your work?
Some of the work I use Ethiopian instrument that called mesenko. In some piece I use my vocal, and some of the pieces I looking for very, very special music from the village, from Ethiopia. Some of them I took very, very different music, like Indian music. If it's suit to the movements I want to present, I take whatever it's comes from. One of the piece I work with the Oded Zahavi, the composer, that he combined also the Ethiopian instruments and Western instruments. It depends which piece, and some of them, of course, I use the vocal in live when we perform. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. So there was also another question about sort of relationship, which you spoke about a bit before, about your earlier life and needing to tell the story of your community. But there was another question that came in about sort of landscape and being a shepherd and sort of relating to the pastoral environment which you grew up. And how does that, does that still influence your approach to dancing and art and, living and not in a rural area now? How does that affect you?
Wow. First of all, I feel free to do whatever I feel to do. I don't have rules. To be organic, whatever I do, if it's from the movement, if it's feeling, when I was in this village alone, by myself in the nature, I was, had a lot of imagination. So my head is open. I mean, I can go far away with my thoughts, with my feeling, and just trying to bring it in the dance.
Yeah, I was curious. You spoke of. I was curious about how people, especially in, let's say, the traditional dance world, react, right? Whether both in Israel and abroad, right? There's an idea, I think, when we see non-Western dance, people think about folk dance, right? Of this sort of non-changing kind of dance, right? I can tell you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And, you know, your work challenges that in a huge way. And also, you know, abroad, when people think of Israelis, quote unquote, I would assume a lot of people don't necessarily think of someone who looks like you and creates like you. So if you could speak a bit about that and how you are, you know, challenging these ideas of sort of like folk dance and modern dance, right? I'm putting everything in quotation marks, and how that differs maybe in Israel and versus internationally.
Yeah. So as I said, it's very hard to define what I'm doing, because you can say it's a Ethiopian dance. You can say also it's contemporary dance. It's a middle, it's a between, it's a new language. So when Ethiopian people see these movements, they said, oh, this is not Ethiopian dance. But as when the elders see the performance, they more understand what I'm trying to say, my story, than the younger. Because the younger, because they see hip hop dance, they see jazz dance, but when they see something like that, it's like, oh, this is weird. Like when Israeli and non-Ethiopian see this performance, they also think it's an ethnic dance, because they don't see the Western technique. When I go in, outside of Israel, I don't think there is a question. They could think everything. I mean, it's more. I don't know. They never ask me what kind of dance is it. They just enjoy it, and
You spoke a lot about influences, let's say, of your childhood. Are there influences, let's say, in the dance world or in the cultural world that you look to, whether in Israel or abroad, or people you think you're in, let's say, conversation with as you create?
Yeah. As a child in a village, I observed the Ethiopian culture, the Ethiopian traditional dance, and the dance was kind of a way of our life. It's a part of the daily life. And if someone wants to just take a drum, he can start to drum, and people sing with him and dance with him. And the dance, it's like a ritual. And as I said, the Eskesta dance from hip and up. When I came to Israel, I saw different technique of dancing, that you can move your hands, you can move your feet, you can use the space. And for me, it was very new thing. And also, when I tried to do something else, and not Ethiopian dance, it was very challenging to me. How I'm going to move my hands, what I'm going to do with them, and my feet. And after a while, I understand that. I learn my body and teach my body other things, and then try to combine between both worlds.
You had a question about your teaching, right? You teach, you talked about teaching Ethiopian-Israelis, especially young girls. There's a question about, what is it like to teach a younger generation of Ethiopian-Israeli children? And also, do you ever teach non-Ethiopian children this kind of dance as well?
Yeah. Okay, it's a good question. When I start the teaching, I went in some place with a group of, and there wait for me a group of girls, Ethiopian girls. And I went and then tell them, I'm going to teach you the Ethiopian dance. And I remember they said, no, we don't want to Ethiopian dance. We would like to, to dance hip hop dancing. And I said, no, you are going to dance Ethiopian dance. So in the beginning, it was very hard, because they were ashamed, and you can feel it in their body that they don't want to move and hear the Ethiopian music. But after a while, they start to connect it and start to enjoy, and then they start to perform in their city, and they a lot of people react to that. Their parents, the and non-Ethiopian, they said, "Wow, this is beautiful." And then they become proud. It's not easy, for them to connect to their culture. It take a while, and it take a process. And non-Ethiopian kids, I teach them, but it kind of workshop, not in long hours, and I'll do it half an hour, 1 hour, and they are very happy to do it, to learn the new dance.
So there's a question, I noticed in the clips that you showed that all the dancers were women. Do you cast male dancers? Do you cast male Ethiopian dancers, right? And if you could speak a bit about that.
Actually, I'm about 7 years with Beta, and I had only one man. Most of the Ethiopian men, I don't think they have the passion to dance, the Ethiopian dance, or no, the Ethiopian contemporary dance. Maybe they want to dance more the Ethiopian traditional dance, but to dance my kind of dance, it's very difficult for them. But women, they feel free, I think, with their body, and they. So I think I wish I had male also in my group, but I didn't find.
So there are questions. If people want to learn more, let's say, about Ethiopian dance, to understand what your work is doing, right? Are there particular dancers or troops, sort of whether in Israel and Ethiopia, abroad, or things that they could look at to learn more about what's going on, let's say, in Ethiopian dance or maybe African dance more generally?
The Ethiopian dance in Ethiopia, it's very, very popular. You can see a lot of dancers, extreme dancers, but Ethiopian contemporary dance, there is no a lot. There is no group. I think maybe two in the world. One in Ethiopia and one us. There is no article about it. It's hard to find about the Ethiopian dance. I tried to find articles to read about. It's very, very hard to find. But to see, you can see many videos Ethiopian dance in the media. There's no problem. But details about it in text, it's hard to find.
So until we can, well, hopefully we can visit soon, but until then, maybe we just need to go to YouTube and TikTok and see. There are questions about where can we, how can we keep up on tabs, or how can we find out about what you're doing? Do you have, do you have performances coming up? Do you have a website? What are the things we should be looking out for, so we can make sure that we can see you live, or in the US perhaps, or what's on the table, what's to come?
Mostly I I put ads in my Facebook. I don't have a website yet. I'm not good in media like the younger people here. I'm still a shepherd girl. So if you want, I have a performance, so you will find it in my Facebook.
Okay, so we will follow your Facebook account. I just want to look at my notes for a second. One question that I loved, which is, how does it feel to watch yourself dance and talk about it, right? Like, it's a sort of weird thing, right? Dance is so embodied, and here we are like on a screen as you talk about it and watch yourself. What is that like? How do you translate, right, between the embodiment of dance and speaking about it to us?
You know, when I take a film of my dancing, I need to wait, you know, 1 week, 2 weeks, and then I have a courage to see myself moving. You know, it's weird to see you like, you know, outside yourself, outside your body. It's not similar what you're feeling when the moment you move. So it's, you know, sometimes I critique, how do you say, critique myself. Sometimes I, you know, I'm very happy to see it. It's depend what I'm feeling in present. Yeah, it's you know, it's depend.
Yeah, so thank you, Dege. Thank you, Shula. Thank you, everyone, so much who attended with us today. Please, you know, to find out what's happening with Schusterman, with HBI, Vilna Shul, all our other partner organizations, J-Arts, check us out on social media. And again, thank you all so much today for coming. Thank you, Dege, for sharing this with us and for a really incredible and special experience.